Let's talk about Disney's return to the big screen for Star Wars. After a 7-year gap and a production budget of $166 million, there is a lot riding on The Mandalorian and Grogu. Even with fan favorites like Pedro Pascal and Jon Favreau leading the charge, market analysts are flashing some serious warning signs. A Memorial Day weekend release for a tentpole Star Wars movie should be an automatic, guaranteed blockbuster event. But looking at this chart of historical Disney-era Star Wars opening weekends shows the problem. The new film is projecting just $80 million. That's significantly lower than Han Solo in 2018, a major box office failure. This leaves us with a real question to answer before you buy tickets. Are you paying for a premium cinematic event, or are you just shelling out for a televised streaming marathon projected onto a bigger screen? It feels strange to see such low demand for a movie starring Grogu, arguably the most visible modern character and a massive driver of merchandise. But relying on that Baby Yoda internet culture seems to have given the studio a false sense of security. Look at this demographic breakdown. 26% of Gen X considers themselves fans, compared to only 15% of Gen Z. Laughing at a meme doesn't automatically equal a movie ticket. Engagement is high at the funnel's top, but actual ticket sales trickling down are incredibly low. Meanwhile, that older, more loyal Gen X audience is simply aging out of the habit of rushing out to opening weekend premieres. The franchise is leaning entirely on an aging fanbase and superficial internet clout, without actually building deep, new ties with younger moviegoers. That lack of momentum is carrying over to the early press screenings, where reviewers are raising serious complaints about how the movie actually looks. Outlets like Polygon have pointed out that the first 15 minutes feel visually flat, resembling a standard Netflix series or a video game cutscene rather than a major film. A major reason for this aesthetic downgrade is the heavy reliance on a virtual production technology known as the volume. This image shows how the technology operates. You have a massive virtual environment on curved LED screens placed right behind a limited physical floor space. Disney utilized this tech aggressively to save time and keep that $166 million budget from ballooning further. But because the actors only have a few feet of actual space to move, the camera operators are forced into very tight framing, which flattens the image and removes any real sense of depth. So, by prioritizing cost-cutting virtual sets, Disney traded away this sweeping, epic scale that adults expect when they pay $20 for a blockbuster movie ticket. The structure of the story suffers from a similar problem. Early viewers report the narrative feels exactly like 3 or 4 TV episodes hastily stitched together. When you apply a start and stop television rhythm to a grueling 2-hour and 12-minute runtime, the viewing experience becomes exhausting. This is especially noticeable in the middle of the film, which features an extensive sequence dedicated entirely to Grogu's solo adventures. This reveals the studio's true priority here, delivering safe, highly marketable moments designed specifically to sell toys to children. Without a cohesive, overarching cinematic arc holding it all together, many early viewers walked away feeling the overall experience was small and disappointing. Maximizing kid-friendly content might secure merchandise revenue for the studio, but that disjointed, bloated narrative alienates mature fans who showed up expecting a complete, well-paced movie. Disney and Lucasfilm executives are not blind to these structural and visual weaknesses. Their response has been a highly unusual damage control strategy, abruptly canceling press screenings across several major markets right before release. Internally, the fear is clear. Executives are worried the general public will accurately label the movie as nothing more than an extended streaming episode. However, trying to hide a film from critics to prevent bad word of mouth is a tactic that rarely works in the modern box office landscape. Ultimately, this defensive posture from the studio only validates the audience's initial suspicion. The film is struggling to justify its existence in a theater. To be fair, early reports do indicate the film is better than the recent sequel trilogy, and it definitely has some genuinely fun, isolated moments. So let's look at the scenario match scorecard to figure out exactly who should spend their money this weekend. We have 3 main groups: families and kids, Gen Z and cinephiles, and casual fans. Starting with families and kids, young fans of Grogu are going to absolutely love the character-focused sequences. As a parent, you have to weigh spending premium money and managing a child's attention span for over 2 hours against the fact that it is a guaranteed crowd pleaser for them. Moving to Gen Z and cinephiles, the questionable computer graphics, small visual scale, and lack of deep narrative ties will likely leave you frustrated. And for casual fans, the start and stop television rhythm and complete lack of an epic blockbuster feel means you will probably walk away unsatisfied for the price of admission. The verdict here is straightforward. Unless you are specifically entertaining a young child, save your money. Wait for this extended television episode to arrive on its natural home inside the Disney Plus streaming catalog.